question.
Yeah,
over here.
how'd you come up with the name Pretty Boy Hefner?
I knew that was gonna come. Growing up, I had a friend at middle school. I wore like ties and stuff, so his mom was like, "You looking like a pretty boy today," and I was at that moment I needed a rap name. I need a rap name if I want to be a rapper, because my mom was like, "You need a rap name. Rappers don't not have a name." I was like, I know, and so I'm also a huge fan of Hugh Hefner, and for good reasons. I just like the way he wears his his robe, and I think that's pretty cool to be natural like that and be yourself. And the way Pretty Boy sounded with Hefner, it kind of just clicked in my head, and I'm like, okay, Pretty Boy Hefner. And I wanted to be different when I came into the industry. I wanted to see if people would judge my music or my name before, and I can test the society I'm around and be like, his name's Pretty Boy Hefner. I don't even want to listen to him. That name's kind of weird or whatever. So, and then once they hear my music, they kind of be like, oh, well, I didn't even get a chance to hear his music and hear his story, so I feel wrong to just judge him from his name. So that's how I got that name.
So last year, I ran into you at the Dane County Fair. You were doing just a small show in the youth stage.
Yeah.
So that's really impressive, but it's nowhere not as big as what you're doing now. Like opening up for DMC, having a song with DMC, and then you're performing at Bratfest tomorrow, or this weekend. What day is that again?
It's tomorrow at 6:30.
Okay. So that's okay. So you're doing all these bigger stages now. Was that a hard adjustment to make?
At first, that was my first show at Dane County Fair. I always wanted to do it, but due to the small of the stage and everything, I kind of I'm like, man, I want to get on that big stage. I want to see the bigger crowd and people scream my name and see the smiles on people's faces. And I just kept dreaming and kept putting work in the studio and not letting it get to me. And I'm like, I'm gonna be on the big stage one day. I can just feel it. I can just grab it, and now I get a chance to, shine and do my thing on the big stage finally.
Do you have any advice for youth that are trying to follow the same path that you have taken?
Anybody out there, not just in Wisconsin, but anybody out there, that's a musician or, you're a singer, a jazz player, just keep working hard and just take the little support you have. You might not have as much support because Wisconsin's not really a music state. It's more of sports. So make sure you guys just stay humble and don't let anyone bring you down or tell you that you can't make it, because everybody get a chance to shine. You just gotta take it and embrace it when God gives it to you.
Are there any future songs that we should be looking out for?
Right now, my song "Holding Me Down" is playing nationwide on the radio. Keep looking out for that. I also have an album coming soon called "Nobody Else." If you heard Nobody Else, if you haven't, you can go look up the video on YouTube right now. Pretty Boy Hefner, Nobody Else.
So so we're gonna move on from off of that. Thanks for coming with us today.
No doubt.
We're gonna be continuing the conversation on youth and incarceration. And would you like to just sit in? You can, if you want, just join the conversation.
Okay.
All right. So back to real quick. I just wanted to go back at it one more time. So the jail cell. Josh, or not the jail cells, but the waiting room area. Josh explained that earlier of what that scene was. And you described it as a little bit cruel. How do you figure? So the kids that go in there, I'm not exactly sure because it's as young as fourth graders, but they can do bad stuff. So they were just acting out, and how cruel is too cruel? What kind of room do you think that they deserve then for the waiting period?
I don't know. Probably one that at least has a comfortable couch or something, and that's big, at least it's a little spacious.
But it's a 4-hour waiting period, for the most. So, do you think that they should get some kind of punishment, and that's the room for it? Because it's not even a guarantee that the kid's gonna stay in that the juvenile center. So,
no matter what, they're gonna get some sort of punishment, whether it's GPS bracelets or house arrest or the juvenile detention center. So
All right. So Karsten filed the story this morning about their visit to the center. Karsten, do you want to say anything about it before we listen?
Just that when we were heading over there, when I first looked at the building, I did not expect that to be where we were heading. I expected it to look more jail-like, and it looked almost like an office building from the outside.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna play this now.
Claire and I went to the youth detention